What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Booba Sports TV, back at y'all with another one, man. So, like I said, and I had said in my video yesterday, and then we had another video surface that Anthony Joshua said that he was willing to come over to the States. But now the entirety of the video played, and Anthony Joshua says that he's not leaving the UK. He owes it to the UK fans to have this fight in the UK. He says that even if it takes him accepting less money to have this fight in the UK, that's what he's willing to do. He said that he worked too hard to have this fight come over to the States. And a couple of key words he used, man, was just disappointing. Like he says, plus it helps him avoid any tricks that takes place over in the United States. Basically indicating that, he'll get robbed if he come over here and fight Wilder. Another thing he said was, he says that I think people lose control when they come to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? He says that they have to have 50 press conferences. They got to do an American tour. This dude, man. And then he says that everybody comes over to the UK to fight anyway. So what's the problem with him fighting over in the UK? No, everybody does not come to the UK to have a fight, Anthony Joshua. Everybody does end up coming to the States. Joe Calzaghe, Lennox Lewis. This Floyd Mayweather is 50-0. Arguably the greatest fighter to ever fight. He never fought in the UK. Canelo Alvarez, one of the greatest fighters, never fought in the UK. And I'm just talking about today's time. Right? These fighters never fought in the UK. So where does he get this notion that every fighter ends up coming to the UK to fight? No, that's backwards. Every fighter from the UK ends up one day fighting in the States. Carl Frampton, Carl Froch, Lennox Lewis, Frank Bruno. The list goes on. Joe Calzaghe. Man, the list just goes on and on. Now, have there been fighters to come over and fight those fighters in the UK? Yes. But more UK fighters come across the pond to fight in the States than state fighters go across and fight in the UK. It's just evident, man. These dudes don't want to fight, man. I said this in my video. I said that Anthony Joshua informed Eddie Hearn that he didn't want to fight in the UK. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. I know some of the brothers was like, listen, nah, it's too much money and it's going to happen stateside. But I told y'all, man, I could smell the fear. I could smell the fear. The dude don't want to come over here and fight Deontay Wilder. And he basically said that he lose every advantage if he comes stateside. Which we mentioned. We talked about this. I think we was on the Brother Ticket TV platform when we talked about this. What advantages does he give up? Which is true, right? But this is just crazy, man. This guy says, and you could check this article out on Boxing News 24. He says every UK fighter that's fought in America loses control. They got 50 press conferences. They got to do American tour. You tie out in training camp. You got the media and obligations. When you're overseas, you're out of comfort zone. That's why people worry about when they're fighting overseas. He says, why wouldn't he come to the UK? Everyone else has. No, everyone else has not. I have no clue what this dude is talking about. guy's crazy, man. So the bottom line is this, man. This dude said, "I've worked hard to get to this position. I want it in the UK. Even if I was to take less or more money, I want it in the UK. I owe it to the UK fans." This is what he said. This is what I reported to y'all yesterday when I told y'all he informed Eddie Hearn that he wanted this fight in the UK by all means. Anthony Joshua does not want this fight. Anthony Joshua does not believe that he could beat Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn don't believe he could beat Deontay Wilder. He has zero confidence in himself. And I think whether the fight takes place in the States or in the UK at this point in time, Deontay Wilder is going to beat Anthony Joshua anyway at this point in time, man. I don't care where the fight is at. And see, the thing is, people are going to say, oh, see, Deontay Wilder never mind going to the UK to take the fight anyway. They tried to lowball him in not taking the fight when they offered him $12.5 million, which was a lowball, right? For somebody of Deontay Wilder's caliber. And for all you idiots out there is going to say Deontay Wilder hasn't fought nobody. Who has Deontay Wilder fought? Well, who has Anthony Joshua fought? A 40-year-old coming off a 2-year layoff, coming off a loss, Vladimir Klitschko? That's his claim to fame. Or are you going to say Joseph Parker, who was unwilling to fight Deontay Wilder, came all the way stateside, watched Deontay Wilder fight at in Alabama. He came all the way from overseas, came all the way to the States, went all the way down south to Alabama to watch Deontay Wilder fight, and then turned down the fight. Chose not to fight Deontay Wilder. That's what Joseph Parker did. So Joseph Parker's your claim to fame, and Anthony Joshua didn't look good in the Joseph Parker fight. Anthony Joshua, man, this is what I told the brothers, man. I knew that he was going to let Eddie and Barry Hearn sway him into telling him nonsense. You could tell, man, the dude mentality is not strong. And we have to understand. I know some of the brothers in the LDBC, man, we like, yo, listen, it got to happen stateside. It got to come stateside. 50 million on the table, 50-50 split. You got to understand who we dealing with at this point, man. Anthony Joshua mentality is not like our mentality. You know what I'm saying? We thinking with logic. We can't think like that. You know what I'm saying? We thinking, listen, you asked for $50 million up front. Gave you $50 million. With a 50-50 split. And see, another thing we got to understand too is when you get people like Floyd Mayweather coming out and saying that, this fight should definitely take place. Deontay Wilder need to bend to Joshua's terms, and it should be in the UK. This dude live in Vegas and bigged up Vegas and swore by Vegas. But now he's saying the fight shouldn't happen in Vegas, the biggest heavyweight fight. And he got a undefeated heavyweight, WBC heavyweight champion in his own backyard. And this dude, Floyd Mayweather, is saying that the fight should take place in the UK. So when you got Floyd Mayweather pushing this agenda, when you got Mike Tyson pushing this agenda, when you got Teddy Atlas pushing this agenda, when you got so many other people in the boxing world stateside with a face, you know what I'm saying, with a voice and a platform like Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, Teddy Atlas, all these dudes pushing this agenda, you know what I'm saying, along with Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn and Anthony Joshua, it's only a matter of time. That's why, that's why I told the brothers, man, it's only a matter of time, man. I can smell it, especially when you're dealing with a dude with fear. The dude has too much fear. He don't want to fight with Anthony Joshua. He don't want the fight to take place with Anthony Joshua. I mean, with Deontay Wilder. He fears Deontay Wilder. He fears his confidence, his stature, right? So it's nothing for a dude like him to turn around and be like, listen, I ain't going to accept the 50 million or the 50-50 split. This dude has went as far as to say that he'll take less. He'll take less money to have the fight over in the UK. But he was so willing, and he says he don't know why Wilder is so unwilling, because at the end of the day, At the end of the day, all fighters come to UK, but he was willing. He was just willing to come over here and fight Gerald Big Baby Miller. So at the end of the day, man, I don't see this fight happening next, unless they give Deontay Wilder the money that he's asked for. You know, the 25 million he wanted. You know, and as long as they give him the 25 million that he asked for, I think that he'll go over to the UK and take the fight, because legacy and unifying the titles is more important to Deontay Wilder than all this other nonsense that's going on in throughout these whole clownish negotiations, man. Because now these negotiations have turned into a soap opera now it's turned into a soap opera. Now it's not even, it's just a bunch of nonsense. And at this point, man, at this point in time, if I was Deontay Wilder, I would just be like, listen, you know something? Let me just go ahead, pursue my legacy, man. These dudes clearly don't want to fight. They already know what it is, man. And anybody with sense that's close to this situation, or know about this situation, or learned about this situation, and investigated about this situation, knows that Anthony Joshua, anybody with common sense knows that Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn, and Barry Hearn don't want this fight to take place next. Point blank and period. And so all the Anthony Joshua people that's going to defend him, and this is another thing for people that come on and talk about, oh, the dudes in the LDBC, man, they despise Anthony Joshua. They don't like Anthony Joshua. It's total nonsense, man. You know what I'm saying? We want to see the best fight the best. That's what it is. Anthony Joshua's so-called claim to be the best. He got his titles by beating Charles Martin. Charles Martin's first title defense. Charles Martin barely won the title. He fought for the vacant title. He barely won the title. And that's who Anthony Joshua beat for one of the titles. He beat a 40-year-old coming off a 2-year layoff, Vladimir Klitschko. He beat Joseph Parker, who was unwilling to have a fight with Deontay Wilder. And people go around boasting and bragging how Anthony Joshua is the unified heavyweight champ. Is he the unified heavyweight champ? Yes, he is. But you got to look into how he got those titles. So you really believe that Deontay Wilder couldn't beat Charles Martin? Charles Martin turned down the fight with Deontay Wilder. Joseph Parker turned down the fight with Deontay Wilder. Ask yourself, why did those fellas turn down the fight with Deontay Wilder? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's not looking good for this fight, man. So anyway, man, Anthony Joshua said he willing to take less money to have this fight in the UK by any means necessary. Like I said in my other video, it's just not a good look, man. But drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Blue, Blue Buzz Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Buzz Sports TV. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Drop that comment in the comment section. Anthony Joshua says he's willing to even take less money to have this fight take place in the UK by any means necessary. Like I said, man, I don't really see this fight happening. He might as well go ahead and just fight Alexander Povetkin. Deontay Wilder just need to move on and fight Dominic Brazil. That's all I got, man. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. It's your boy Blue. Shout outs to the LDBC, man. Shout out to New Media, man. Shout out to Black Media Row. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Drop a comment in the comment section. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.